Good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That
Really
went
good.
great.
Good.
So the only lyrics I can think of are "I Saw the Light." Is that also the
That's what
title?
it is. I
Okay.
decided not to announce it, just like people said. That's what it is. I'm glad you recognized it.
Yeah, totally recognizable.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Walter, you want to play a song?
Okay.
Which
I've
one?
got those two songs.
Which one are you gonna do?
Play one or both.
the-
Here
I'll
we
tell
go.
you which one then. Give me a second. I'll share the screen. Play the Waltzing with Bears.
Okay. I don't. You ever heard Kevin do this song?
I think we've done it as a group.
It was a favorite of mine for many years before I had any involvement with Tug. And then I found out that it was one of Kevin's favorite songs, and we had discussed the possibility of like getting up at an AUS meeting and both singing this. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. So here we go. I went to his room in the middle of the night. I tiptoed inside and I turned on the light. But to my surprise, there was no one in sight. I'm sure Uncle Walter goes waltzing at night. He goes wah, 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 waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. Nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do. So he can go waltzing, wah, 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 waltzing. So he can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. I gave Uncle Walter a new coat to wear, but when he came home, he was covered with hair. And lately I've noticed there's several new tears. I'm sure Uncle Walter goes waltzing with bears. He goes wah, 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 waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. Nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do. So he can go waltzing, wah, 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 waltzing. So he can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. We asked Uncle Walter, why won't you be good and do all the things that we say that you should? We know that you'd rather be out in the woods. We're afraid that we'll lose you for good. He goes wah, 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 waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. Nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do. So he can go waltzing, wah, 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 waltzing. So he can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. We begged and we pleaded, oh please won't you stay, and managed to keep him at home for a day. But the bears all barged in and they took him away. Now he's waltzing with pandas and he can't understand us, and the bears all demand at least one waltz a day. Last night when the moon rose, we crept down the stair. He took me to dance where the bears have their lair. We danced in a bear hug with nary a care. It all feels like flying, there is no denying. Now my pajamas are covered with hair. He goes wah, 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 waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. Nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do. So he can go waltzing, wah, 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 waltzing. So he can go waltzing, waltzing with bears.
Good job.
That was excellent.
An old favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't tell you the story about it. This was a song that Dr. Seuss wrote, and the original version is called My Uncle Terwilliger Waltzes with Bears. And there was a singer, like a kid singer, who really wanted to do it and asked Dr. Seuss for the rights to sing it. But Dr. Seuss, who's always amazingly closed-fisted about letting rights to anything go, he refused. And so somehow a song appeared about Uncle Walter. I don't know how that happened. And then, it had very, very different lyrics. The Uncle Terwilliger song sounds nothing really like this. It's a different song. But if you ever get a chance, in the library somewhere, there's going to be a copy of the Cat in the Hat songbook, which was published in like 58, something like that. And you'll see it there.
It's a different melody also then.
Yeah, the melody is a little bit different too. Although you can sing it to this melody.
Okay.
But they're not quite the same.
Did Pete Seeger ever sing this song, record this song?
I have no idea. I've never heard of him.
I have vague memory of listening to it as a child on a Pete Seeger album. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe Peter Frampton did.
I learned it with a different tune and did it with my sing-alongs for years using this same tune, and I wasn't sure where it came from. I think it was just somebody at the sing-along, and that's how I learned a lot of songs. I don't even know where my tunes really came from. That's the way I'd been singing them for years, and then this is so different, but I like it. I like the minor chord in there.
Yeah,
I
the
thought it was
minor is a
fun.
nice touch.
You got a song, Mary Jane, you want to play?
Yeah, I wasn't sure how my voice was doing. I didn't get to practice very much today, but but I have a song. I've got "Go Down Moses," and it doesn't stretch the voice very much, so I might be able to get that sung.
Did you send me chords? I don't have them ready.
I didn't send chords, and I have a pretty sketchy looking song sheet. I have other songs that my next song I was going to do, I do have a song sheet for, but I didn't send you that either.
That's
I mean,
fine.
would you rather we just play things that we have song sheets for?
No, whatever you want. I just didn't. I showed up late today, so I feel unprepared. I was like,
Okay.
maybe I've
Yeah,
got
well,
the
you're
inbox.
perfectly prepared. You're better prepared than I am.
All right, cool.
Yeah, well, this is a song that a lot of people know, and it only has 3 chords. It goes back and forth between E minor and B seventh, and then the chorus comes in, and they throw in an A minor after the E minor, and then it goes back to the B sevenths again. So a lot of you might be able to just pick the chords up if you've heard the song before.
All right, cool.
Just one of my Moses collection, my favorite Moses song. And it has a kazoo break also, so
Oh, nice.
wouldn't want
Always
to
makes
miss
it
out
better.
on that, I'm sure. Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Thus saith the Lord, bold Moses said, let my people go. If not, he'll smite thy firstborn dead, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. No more shall they in bondage toil, let my people go. Let them come out with Egypt's spoil, let my people go. The Lord told Moses what to do, let my people go. To lead the Hebrew children through, let my people go. As Israel stood by the waterside, let my people go. At God's command it did divide, let my people go. And when they reach the other shore, let my people go. They sang a song of triumph o'er, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Pharaoh said he'd go across, let my people go. But Pharaoh and his host were lost, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go.
You got some great high notes on the kazoo there.
Those were high notes.
Very good.
Hey, Dave, what are some of your other Moses songs?
Well, there's Little Moses, which is, well, I make 3 cards out of it, but you could do it with 2. That's one that Joan Baez was famous for doing, and the Carter family also.
Uh-huh.
It's got probably maybe some more interesting verses than this one does. And I know I've got at least one more, but I can't remember what it is. I'd have to go searching through my song sheets.
I wondered off the top of
Yeah, well, I wanted to play music at a Seder. The church had this Seder, and so I was gathering up Moses songs, but then I couldn't convince them that I would be the best person to play music. I didn't get to do it, but I tried.
Well, years ago, we had a Seder, and there's a lot of drinking and, you know, a lot of singing and stuff. And this was one of my best Seders ever because we opened all the windows and we blasted Louis Armstrong singing this song, and it was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that's what I always think of when I hear this song.
Yeah, well, I think of Saders too.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
And speaking of Moses and songs, I have my famous song, The 6 Constipated Men from the Bible. Do you know that one?
Okay. Pretty good.
I've heard that at the Ukulele Society, I think, a long time ago.
Well, I may have been the one that sang it. I sang it at one of the open mics
Yeah.
that we
Nice.
did.
Love
That
to
sounds
hear
like a
that.
beer song.
It does sound like a beer song.
A what?
A beer song.
It sounds like a beer song.
Well, it very well could be.
It sounds like a matzah song. There's anything
Yeah, that too.
it's matzah.
Well, anyway, I'd be happy to sing it if anybody wants to hear.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like that.
Lovely.
Are you ready to sing it now?
I'm hoping I make. It's been a while. It's been over a year since I sang this last. I can give it a try.
Please do. All right, everybody mute.
Are we ready? Okay, here goes. There were six constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible, there are six constipated men in the Bible. The first constipated man was Cain. He wasn't Abel. And the second constipated man was Balaam. He couldn't move his ass. And the third constipated man was Moses. He took 2 tablets. Oh, there were six constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible, there were six constipated men in the Bible. Hang on, I have to scroll up here. There we go. Now the fourth constipated man was Solomon. He sat for 40 years. And the fifth constipated man was Joshua. He blew the walls down. And the sixth constipated man was Titus. Well, the song explains it, or his name explains it. Six constipated man in the Bible. In the Bible, there were six constipated men in the Bible. And that's it.
That's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good.
There's another Moses song, Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He was in there.
keep it in mind. I don't know if I'd want to do it at a Seder, though.
Probably not.
People run screaming from the room.
You know, they need to develop a more finely tuned sense of humor then.
That's finely tuned.
Brenda, you got a song this week?
I got a broken finger this week.
Oh no.
Yep,
That's
yep.
not good.
Well, don't sing with your finger.
Yeah, I don't sing with the finger, but I basically managed to trip between the kitchen and the hallway, the little thing, the little threshold that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the doctor and I was trying to explain it to him. He says, "You tripped on a threshold, didn't you?" Yes, I did. Anyway, it's taped for a month, and then maybe longer than that because it's still swollen.
Oh.
And it's been 10 days.
Well, are you going to be able to fret when you're done? Does he think it's going to be flexible enough and all that?
I don't know. I don't
Right.
know. I
Good
mean,
luck.
there's always surgery, but we're trying to not say that word.
Yeah, sure. That's not.
You know, Brenda, I'm a hand therapist.
Pardon?
I'm a hand therapist.
Oh, you
That's one of my, I'm an occupational therapist, and hand therapy is one of my specialties.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah?
We can chat later if you want.
Okay.
Or you could take up the kazoo.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, but I just had 2 of my ukuleles hung up on the wall. My son came over and asked me what he could do to make me feel better. And I said, well, hang up my ukuleles for me. So he did.
Gary Goebel, I got a song from you. You want to play it?
You got a song for me?
Yeah, wasn't that you? I got, no, I'm sorry. I got the wrong Gary. I got a song from Gary Phillips.
What is it? I'll take it.
You want to play it? No, we already talked about this. You want to play? Are y'all ready? Gary and Paulette? I guess this is what you intend, right?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Shake Sugaree, which Mimi did a
Huh?
few weeks ago.
Great.
Can you turn up your mic?
Turn up the mic. How's that?
Is that
That's better.
Okay. Okay, are we?
I guess we're ready.
Oh, we need to start it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Have a little song. Won't take long. Sing it right. Once or twice. Oh, Lordy me, didn't I shake Sugaree? Everything I had is done and pawned. Everything I got is done and pawned. Pawn my watch, pawn my chain, pawn everything that was in my name. Oh, Lordy me, didn't I shake Sugaree? Everything I got is done and pawned. Everything I got is done and pawned. Pawn my chair, pawn my bed. Ain't got nowhere to lay my head. Oh, Lordy me, didn't I shake Sugaree? Everything I got is done and pawned. Everything I got is done and pawned. Pawn my tobacco, pawn my bike, pawn everything that was in my sight. Oh, Lordy me, didn't I shake Sugaree? Everything I got is done and pawned. Everything I got is done and pawned. Have a little secret, ain't gonna tell. Gonna go to heaven in a brown pea shell. Oh, Lordy me, didn't I shake Sugaree? Everything I got is done and pawned. Everything I got is done and pawned.
Very nice.
That was really nice.
Pretty.
That was good.
Very nice.
Great song.
Yeah, I think Kevin sent out something. I think it was something about a Negro spiritual jig or something.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I went
Oh,
to
it's
that.
a jig, right?
Yeah, and I followed it to, Rihanna Giddens. And then I
We found
found
that.
this song.
So we started working on it, and then Mimi did it a few
Yeah.
weeks ago.
And we
Yeah.
figured that you
Oh, we were gonna keep
probably went
working
to
on
the
it.
same place.
Yeah.
So.
No, actually, the way I got to it was there was a one of the ukulele of Great Britain women did a thing about a freight, like a tutorial thing, a freight train, and she was talking about
Okay.
Elizabeth Cotton, and I just got interested in her, so I started to look up other songs that she wrote, and
Yeah,
I listened to a lot of her on YouTube. She was just an amazing
she was.
Yeah.
player, yeah, and writer of songs. I mean, she was just a naturally gifted person. She was writing these songs from the time she was a child. So that's how I got to that.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
the intro to Rhiannon, I can never say her name right, Rhiannon Giddens thing, Rhiannon Giddens, she talks about how Cotton was Pete Seeger's maid. And then they found out that she could play guitar. So
That's right.
One of
Yeah.
his
I
kids.
remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it Pete Seeger, or I think maybe
it was
his
one of his
son?
kids, I think.
Okay.
I think it was his
Yeah,
son.
son.
Yeah. But yeah, that
Put
was
down
a
the broom
great
and
story.
broom and pick up the guitar.
So okay, put that broom down. You're finished with that. Yeah. Right.
Okay. I think I got this person's name right. Marty, you sent me a song just like 2 minutes ago, it seems like.
Yeah, nothing like being the last minute.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to do it if I got to follow Gary and Paulette. My goodness,
You want an interlude? Do you want somebody
that's
else to go?
embarrassing. Well, this is a Johnny Cash song,
Oh, good.
and it was I was looking at some stuff he was doing and saw it on the YouTube, and he had a variety show at one point in his career, and he did this on his variety show. So it was about he didn't write the song, but he did play the song. It's about a guy who was trying to quit his cocaine habit. So here we go. Well, Uncle Bill was my mother's brother, a tall, lanky man. Somewhere back in Uncle Bill's life, he took a sniffing cocaine. I find him out in the backyard, sitting against a tree. His eyes bugged out in a cocaine stare, and his mind in a cocaine dream. Well, one fall day when Uncle Bill was having a cocaine fit, he said, Louise, this coke's no good, and I made up my mind to quit. Now you take this key and I'll go upstairs. You lock the door. Lord, I swear I won't come down till I don't want dope no more. Well, he stomped the floor and he beat the door. He moaned a mournful cry. And when last cocaine went through his brain, he thought he'd surely die. He yelled and he cussed and he fell on the floor. Almost gave up hope. As long as I live, I won't forget. And Uncle Bill quit dope. Well, the first few hours he heard not a sound. Upstairs was quiet and still. Then all of a sudden we heard a shriek of pain from Uncle Bill. He bounced back out of the bed across the room. I heard him break a chair. Then another scream, louder than the first. He ripped out a hunk of his hair. My mother kissed us all that night as brother and I laid in bed. Wonder if old poor Uncle Bill, well, he's dying or already dead. along, we listened to him as he raved, he pleaded, and he called. And I swear I heard his fingernails tearing the paper off the wall. Well, he stomped the floor and he beat the door and he moaned a mournful cry. When the last cocaine went through his veins, I thought he'd surely die. He yelled and he cussed and he fell to the floor, almost gave up hope. As long as I live, I won't forget when Uncle Bill quit dope. After 14 days, nights of hell, it grew quiet overhead. I peered past Mother as she unlocked the door, expecting to find him dead. But to my surprise, there was Uncle Bill, shiny as a brand new dollar. His hair was combed and his beard was gone. He'd grown 2 inches taller. His gold blue suit, his patterned shoes, he was quite a sight to see. Light was back in his deep blue eyes, and he turned to my mother and me. He said, "Louise, I've been through hell and I nearly went insane. But I finally beat the devil's habit and beat that demon cocaine." Well, he stomped the floor and he beat the door and he moaned a mournful cry. When the last cocaine went through his brain, he thought he'd surely die. He yelled and he cussed and he fell on the floor, and we almost gave up hope. As long as I live, I won't forget when Uncle Bill quit dope. As long as I live, I won't forget when Uncle Bill quit dope.
Great.
I thought that was a cute song he did.
Yeah.
That was a good song.
That was a song with a happy ending.
I was really looking for a last verse with a twist where it was not a happy ending.
He shriveled up and died in the corner, huh?
Yeah, well, after 2 weeks locked in a room, you'd think.
Yeah. Well, I kept thinking of the other Johnny Cash song about cocaine, or at least one other that I know of.
Is that Cocaine Blues?
Yeah.
Is that the one he does?
Shoots his wife or girlfriend, whatever.
Yeah. This is much happier than that.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Who else has a song?
Somebody's dog is.
Singing dog back there.
Are we
Well,
really
Steve,
done?
tell us about your latest build then.
He's muted.
Where you at there, guy? There it is.
Steve's muted.
Steve.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
There you are.
This is my latest.
Oh, you got the thing.
Oh,
Saw
that's
that on-
great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is a stomp box for Bob Guz. He wanted
Okay.
this logo on it, so I decoupaged it and then sprayed it with the finish. And it has a piezo in here so you can plug it in, and it has a reverb spring.
Nice.
Has he seen that yet?
Sorry?
Has he seen it yet?
Only on, I posted this on my channel. So he's
Okay.
seen it on the channel.
Yeah, I
I'm
guess.
actually in Austin now. I was in San Antonio, but I'm here in town now, so I need to email him so we can meet up. I can hand it off to him. So,
Don't we get to hear it?
yeah, I suppose. Basically, it's a stop box, so intended to plug it into an amplifier to be louder. And of course, you can stomp on it with your foot, or you can use it like a cajon, or you can like scratch it.
Cool.
Reverb spring. I don't think it's doesn't help a lot. I don't know if you can hear that.
A little bit.
But it's made to be plugged in.
Have you plugged
That's
it
my
in and tried it amplified yet?
I have plugged it in when I was in San Antonio, and of course the amp. So I mean, it can sound like anything you want with an amp. You can put distortion on it or whatever else.
Yeah.
But so this is the second one I've made, and I've given away the first one and this one. So now I have to make one for me.
Make it real ugly so nobody wants it.
You know, This is funny because I sprayed it after I decoupaged it. I sprayed it with a clear coat, and I was out in the garage because it's really smelly. And it was the middle of the day, and I went out there and looked a couple minutes later, and it started to bubble because it was so hot. I think the outer layer like sealed, but the vapors from underneath were bubbling. Yeah, so I had to pop the bubbles and then go back and spray it again. And then I put it in the house where it was cooler to cure.
Jeez.
That's my latest one.
Very pretty.
Nice.
Yeah, and today I posted a video at 5:30. I did a review of a guitar. Acklot, who makes ukuleles, they also make some guitars now. And this one, it's a nylon string guitar, but with like a full, like headstock. So it's sort of like a hybrid. It's not quite as wide a neck as a classical guitar, but it has nylon strings.
Oh, I see. All right, cool.
And what
They
brand
make
is it?
that bamboo ukulele, right?
They do. Yeah, I like Acklot. The first one I got was a solid mahogany top concert. I have that one. I also have their tenor and their bamboo one. And I also have a guitar, another guitar they made, a steel string guitar, solid spruce top. And they're just nice instruments.
That's cool.
Unfortunately, I don't really play the guitar. And so I'm basically pretending it's a ukulele and ignoring the two low strings when I demo it.
Has everybody had a turn? Wants to?
I almost passed, but I guess I better play this because I have practiced
Yeah.
it a little bit. This is a style of music that I don't listen to, and most likely I will mess up the lyrics. I may have to stop and pick up again to repeat some of this, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's a good song. It's a song, it's music that I don't listen to normally, but it was sort of a crossover hit in the 90s. So part of the reason I like it is because it's not 1,000 years old like the last song I played. And
You know, there's nothing wrong with being 1,000 years old. I can tell you.
So anyway, this song came out in the mid-90s. I don't know exactly when, but it was mostly based on a Stevie Wonder song from the 70s. So it's really not that, it's a pretty old song. Even, no matter what I do, every song I pick turns out to be older than I set out to. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and see there's not much left. 'Cause I've been blasting and lasting so long, even my mama thinks my mind is gone. I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Be treated like a punk, you know that's not heard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking. You and your friends be lined in chalk. Really hate to trip, but I'll got you low. When I see the smoke, when I see the, as I croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. I'm the kind of cheese the little homies wanna be like. On my knees at night praying in the street light. Been spending most of their lives in a dancer's paradise. Been spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Look at the situation that got me faced. I can't live a normal life. I was raised on the streets, so gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and a gleam in my eye. A loped out gangster, a set tripping banker. Homies are down, so don't arouse my anger, fool. Death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. Living life do or die, what can I say? I'm 23 now, will I make 24? The way things are going, I don't know. Why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Been living most our lives, living in a gangster's paradise. Been living most our lives, living in a gangster's paradise. reach me. I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front, I guess that's why I know my life is out of luck. Oh, been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Why can't we so blind to see that the ones we heard, you and me, why are we so blind to see that the ones we heard are you and me?
Very good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's remarkably
Very
hard
nice.
to get the words to flow, but that's also one where that strumming rhythm is not quite a easy fit to the words, so it takes a little
Right.
practice.
Who did that?
I saw that on
I've
Facebook.
got a song that could lead into the beer area. I've
That'd
been
be perfect.
seem to have been learning a bunch of drinking songs lately.
Good.
But this one is actually one that was one of ours. I think it was in Kevin's spring songbook, but we didn't really play it very much because we kind of didn't do the usual format with our spring songbook, and a lot of the songs kind of got neglected. And this one's called the Moonshiner, and I just had to learn it from scratch because I'd never heard the tune or anything, but the Clancy brothers were a big help. I would say if anybody wants to learn the tune, just put the Clancy brothers and the Moonshiner into your Google and this song will pop up, and I've listened to it over and over again. Of course they do a better job of it than I do, but it's a pretty good a pretty good song for the average person, I think, who wants to commemorate drinking.
Cool. Let's hear it.
I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. And if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. And if moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I've been a moonshiner for many a year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. I'll go to some hollow and set up me still, and I'll make you a gallon for a 10-shilling bill. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. And if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. And if moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I'll go to some hollow in this country. 10 gallons of wash, I can go on a spree. No woman to follow, the world is all mine, and I'll love none, no Very good.
Now, Paul, can
Yes,
you
sir.
do the last Moonshiner?
No, let me just say no.
That one's different.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. I
You got
learned
a
this
Moonshiner and a
one.
last Moonshiner. Paul did a great one of those on his video.
Yeah, maybe I should just direct you to the video because it's got a hard key change in it. Let's see.
Oh, Mary Jane kind of alluded to it, but you know, now would be a good time to make the Brewers of America happy, as well as yourself.
Yeah, I've got some kombucha moonshine in my refrigerator.
You make it yourself?
Yeah, I'm sort of a armchair moonshiner with my kombucha.
That's cool.
I've been
Well, I
making
know
it
what
for
kombucha
quite
is.
some time now. It's mostly it turns out real good.
It's like a brew. Is it like a tea?
Yeah, it's basically a tea, and then it gets fermented when you put this goopy little pancake thing in it, the SCOBY, that's what they call it.
Is that like
And then it ferments the whole batch, and there's also a lot of sugar involved in this, but I don't think it's that fattening. You know, once it gets fermented, it
Sugar
really doesn't
becomes
have very many
alcohol.
calories in it.
So it's kind of a beerish kind of process then, huh?
It has a little bit of fizz to it. Yeah, a little. It's not real fizzy, but it's got some fizz, and then it's kind of a little bit sweet, and then it can be sweeter or it can be more sour depending on how long you leave it sitting there. It got real hot and I left it like an extra day, and I have a kind of a sour batch right now. But I put a little bit of honey in it and sweeten it back up. But normally I wouldn't have to do that.
Like homemade hard cider that just ferments a little bit, just enough to kind of tingle your tongue.
Yeah, it might be
Not
kind
enough
of
to
like
give you
that,
buzz or yeah.
and it wouldn't taste like apple. I put ginger in mine. I cut ginger up into real tiny little matchsticks, and at the last couple of days of fermentation, it has that in it and soaks. That gives it some flavor. It's also supposed to help the fizziness, but mine never gets real fizzy. But I drink a lot of it every
I've never
day.
had one that was super fizzy. They're always a little fizzy, but never like a Coke or anything.
Yeah, the commercials ones tend to be fizzier than mine, and they also tend to be not as sweet as mine.
Jack, did you have a song? You looked like you were getting ready to earlier.
Jack, did you have a song?
Me?
Did you have a song? Yeah.
I always have a song.
Let's hear it.
So I have a song by Errol Garner. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is his most famous song. It's Misty. He wrote it in 1954, but I was going to take this opportunity. I bought this book. I really love it. It's called The Jazz Standards. And most of you seem to be interested in historic popular songs. But to me, it was kind of pricey. It was $40 for a 500-page book. And I passed on it twice. And I finally broke down and bought it. And I love it. It's got all these stories of jazz standards. And it's written by a guy that's kind of an insider anyway. So he has all the inside scoop on each of the.
What's the author's name?
Yeah, who's the author?
I'll spell his last name. Ted, then it's Gioia. I think it's maybe Portuguese, but that's a wild guess. But it's got stories about 250 songs, and it's fascinating. And I'm trying to read about a song a day, and by the time I finish it, I'll have forgotten all about the first few songs, and I'll start all over. But anyway,
Endless fun.
Right.
I'm sorry?
Endless fun.
That's right. That's right. Endless fun. Anyway, I was going to play Misty.
Yeah.
It's basically just a straightforward. Do you know the real book?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know the real book?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, Miriam knows it. Basically, it's the jazz players have there's about 8 or 10 real books now, but they basically have the melody and the chord. And so for me, it was harder for me because it didn't have tablature, but this is going to be Misty with a twist, and I'll see if you can notice. I'm playing with a play along track. That's not the twist, but I'll see if you notice the twist. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Sorry. Okay. I don't know if you can hear the soundtrack play along, but so that's it. Did you notice the difference in terms of the sound?
Yes.
I like it.
Wow. Yeah, it sounded great. So what were we hearing?
Yeah.
Because basically I use so basically I had my acoustic electric that I plugged into an analog to digital converter that basically converts it to MIDI. If you know MIDI, it's a computerized event-based way of collecting information, musical information, and then that information was sent to a synth box. So it's basically the ukulele became a MIDI controller, and then it went to the amplifier. But it's kind of fun. It almost sounds like a electric violin.
Yeah.
But I don't know
It
if you
sounded
could,
like it's got a tremendous amount of sustain that way.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Was that the campanella style or whatever that you've done before?
Not this time.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, no, in this case, it was just a good way to play a single melody. The analog to digital converter can only do monophonic, so chords and stuff throw it off, and it's kind of buggy. You can hear it. It's getting the notes. Any of the mistakes I made are because of that converter.
Right.
Other converter's fault.
But sometimes it will play an octave lower than the right pitch. Sometimes it plays a half note lower. So I have to be real careful to play it right. But it's a lot of fun to play. A lot of people that are purists hate synthesizers, but I sort of like them.
When you were playing it, I was thinking, man, that's the most un-ukulele-like ukulele.
I mean, that's what I wanted to hear. That was what I was hoping for. Thank you, everybody.
Where's the
Thank
pickup
you.
mounted on your ukulele? Is it under the saddle or is it?
I can hardly hear.
Yeah, me neither.
Where's your pickup on your ukulele?
Gary,
I'm
can you
gonna see if I
mic?
can tweak my sound. Oh shit!
So,
It's
The
maxed
question
out.
is, where is the pickup on the ukulele?
Where's your pickup? Yeah.
Oh, good question. I don't know. Let's see. I have no idea.
Got some new ones coming.
This is a Cala. I haven't. I've never even thought about that. There's no obvious place.
Yeah.
It might be in the bridge, but or below the bridge, but it's not evident. I mean, it's got the the adjustments and stuff.
Yeah.
Eddie, look at him.
Well, that's I know on my my acoustic guitar, that's where I put it, was underneath the saddle on the bridge.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
you installed a pickup?
Yeah. It was made for the guitar, and
Oh.
it I just had to drill a couple of holes, which was kind of scary on a nice guitar. But
You have to have pretty small hands too to get through the sample, I would imagine.
well, it just had a wire, and then it comes out the tailpiece. Instead of having a pin,
Okay.
you have your jack to plug into. Don't let him knock that over.
Jack, could you show that book again?
Yeah.
And give me the author's name.
Head GIOIA.
Okay, hang on. GIOIA.
Yes. Uh-huh. And there's a website called Amazon.
Yeah, I got that one.
How do you spell that?
I used to have a positive balance in my bank account. I found that
I hear
website.
you. I hear you. That
Oh.
I actually found something that was cheaper on another website today, and I bought it immediately.
Yeah, that's bad being stuck at home and having
Yes.
Amazon
All
right
we
at
do
your
is
finger.
Amazon and Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Amazon, Zoom, and Williams Sonoma.
Oh, don't tell me about Williamson.
No,
I
no.
can't hear.
They've got a sale on Le Creuset, by the
Oh
way.
dear.
Oh, come on.
Luckily, I don't need anything.
No, I needed one thing, and it was like $80 off. So,
Oh, well, that's good.
Wow.
so that my cookware collection is complete now.
Are you sure?
Until the next time.
Yeah, I'm really
It's
sure.
amazing how there's always one more thing out there.
Always.
I can't get anything.
No,
else
I
now.
have decided that I can only have as much cookware as will fit on the place that I have my cookware, because I took it all out of my oven and put it on a bookcase. So if it doesn't fit on the 2 bookcase shelves, I can't have it.
Okay.
So that's all the room I have.
I'm literally at the point where I cannot get any more kitchen stuff until I get rid of other kitchen stuff. No room.
Well, I've done that too.
Marie Kondo is smiling right now.
Yes, I know. I'm sure she is.
Mary Jane, have you got another song? You're always good for it in the beer section.
Walter's
Well,
got another song. You want to play your other song, Walter?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to play that other song you sent?
You want Mary Jane?
Throw it out the window?
Well, Mary Jane's not going to sing. I'll sing it.
Well, I think you should both sing.
yeah.
Yes.
I didn't say anything. I did have another song, which I think I can sing now. I think I've got through. My voice was feeling funny when I first started, and I was afraid I couldn't sing it very well. But it's another. It has a slight drinking references, but I have done 2 songs already. You know, I don't want to hog the bill. Walter's also done 2. Well, why don't we both do them?
We've got
It's not 8:30 yet. We've probably got time to do them.
As long as it involves biblical characters or drinking.
This one involves drinking.
Preferably
Or
together.
biblical characters who are drinking, right?
That was good. There's got to be a story in the Bible about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, I'll go ahead and do it. Since it's been requested to do, I think we should do as much music as we could in these, even if we are drinking, you know, because music and drinking kind of go hand in hand. And no matter, I'm drinking kombucha, but it makes me, I feel like I'm drinking while I'm drinking it.
alcohol in there, and maybe not much.
Something. This one's called Fiddler's Green, and it's by a guy named John Conley. And another thing I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of Irish songs lately. So this one falls into that category. As I walked by the dockside one evening so fair, to view the salt waters and take the sea air, I heard an old fisherman singing a song. Won't you take me away, boys? My time is not long. Wrap me up in me oilskin and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm
nice song.
Yeah, it's a sea song, and it's about death, and it's about drinking, and it covers a lot of ground.
All good elements.
My favorite.
Is that? Is
Thank
that
you
where the
all. I
name
have
for
to
the
go.
ukulele
Bye.
store comes from?
Bye.
All right, see you, Fred.
Bye, Fred.
There's a ukulele store in town called Fiddler's Green.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful.
It's a great, it's a very nice
have
store.
They have
You
moved
could
it.
get lost in there and never
Yeah.
come out.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're moving to Lockhart.
Oh,
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh,
Really?
yeah,
Oh, the
they,
rent got too high.
well, I was gonna
Yeah.
say they're in an expensive spot.
yeah.
Is there that big a demand in Lockhart?
That's what I was going to ask.
I don't
I don't
know,
know, but that store was awesome. That's where we both got our ukuleles there.
Wow.
Anyway.
well, I drove by that store every day going to work at the LBJ Museum, and I just thought it was violins. I didn't know that it
Yeah.
had guitars and
Everything.
ukuleles.
right, right,
And then
right.
Kevin mentioned it, and so
We
we
checked
went
it
over
out, and
there,
it's
and it
like,
was like, wow. And then now they're gone.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the website right now.
Are you?
Yeah,
Are they going to do? Are they doing online sales now?
it says Fiddler's Green is moving to Lockhart. That's all it
Yeah.
says.
Yeah.
They're completing the move sometime around the end of July. So I guess they're in the middle of the move right now.
They've always had a good website, although I've never bought anything from them, so I don't know
Did they-
how their sales worked online.
Yeah, I didn't know that it did either. But,
Huh.
but they might, now it's everybody. I mean, that's the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole
That's
point of a
fine.
store like that is to go hear it in person. To me,
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Walk
if
around.
I'm gonna buy it
try
online,
everything.
I'd buy it from
Exactly.
Amazon.
Well, it might be worth a pilgrimage to Lockhart.
Yeah, I think
They've
we'll
got
have
good
a field trip
barbecue
when
down
this
there,
is
too.
over. We'll all go to Lockhart and eat
Yeah.
barbecue and play ukuleles.
Yeah, I think
There
they've
you
got like
go.
5
That's an
barbecue
idea.
places. People do a barbecue crawl.
Right.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
office
well, I
used to
think
do
that's
that.
a great idea.
Yeah.
Kevin would approve.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll raise a beer for Kevin.
yes.
Or two.
So Walter, did you have another song?
Well, did you want me to sing the song?
I would love for you to.
Sure.
Okay, let me tell you the story behind
Throw
this.
it out the window. Oh yes.
No, okay, 'cause somebody knows
Yes.
it.
It's
Paulette
a
knows
great
every
song.
song, so it doesn't mean anything just because she knows it. Doesn't mean a thing.
That's true.
I don't think I've ever spoken to anyone who wasn't a children's librarian. Who
We
knew...
have almost all of their CDs. We love trout
Oh, I don't know.
fishing.
Who's that?
Trout fishing in
Trout
America?
fishing in America.
Oh,
Keith
Trout
they-
Armstrong.
in America. Okay.
They're great.
So this is I don't even know that this was connected with a person. I thought this was like traditional. I thought it was kind of like a camp song.
Yeah.
It's great.
We,
Sure
we
it
used
is.
to sing it kind of as a joke with some of the older elementary kids in
Yeah.
as a children's librarian. So anyway, here we go. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, she threw it out the window. The window, the window, the second story window. Everywhere that Mary went, she threw it out the window. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a cow, he threw her out the window. The window, the window, the second story window. Old MacDonald had a cow and he threw her out the window. Little Jack Horner sat in the corner, eating his Christmas pie. He stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum and he threw it out the window. The window, the window, second story window. He stuck in his thumb, pulled out a plum and threw it out the window. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef, so he threw it out the window. The window, the window, second story window. This little piggy had roast beef, so he threw it out the window. That, I'm sure, is totally different than the tune that you know.
No, it's not
Well,
actually. It's pretty much
similar.
the same.
I mean, there's
threw it
some
out the window, the window, the window. It threw it out the
Walter,
window. It's pretty much
that's
the
not
same song.
approved by the ASPCA, is it?
Yeah.
I don't think
All
so.
these animals out second story wood?
I don't
They had
think
like
Peter would
15
like that
verses.
very much.
To me, it's taking nursery rhymes and adding total chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why the
Yeah.
music says a song of pure chaos at the time.
Right, right.
I love that subtitle. Yeah.
So, Paul, will we have access to those lyrics through the Tug site?
Yeah,
I
I'll
want to be
figure
able
that
to sing
out.
that to my
well,
grandson.
we can do it. We can find it on the internet.
Right,
But
that's true.
I'll
Trout
post
fishing
it
might even.
and send out a link to these songs.
And if you guys don't know about Trout Fishing in America, they are an absolutely phenomenal band, and they do a lot of kids stuff, but they do a lot of really wonderful adult stuff too.
I heard some of their music years ago, but it's been so long I don't really even remember it.
They're still going
Yeah, they're
strong.
still
We
going.
watched it.
40 years.
We watched a Zoom concert on Saturday.
Wow.
Really?
I mean,
Wow.
since I-
Wonder how they got their name.
They
Huh?
just really liked the book, the Richard Brodigan book.
Oh, yeah.
They got together in the late 70s in a band in Houston called St. Elmo's Fire.
Wow.
Yeah. Ezra is like 6'8", and Keith is like 5'3". So it together, and
Wow.
Keith plays cello. He was with the Houston Symphony
Bass.
He was with the Houston Symphony Orchestra before he joined the band, and Ezra plays, guitars and ukuleles and mandolins, which look tiny in his hands. So that the two of them
Oh, that's
together,
a
the
riot.
visual joke is hilarious.
Yeah.
I'd have to look for that.
Wow.
Their picture
So
on
that's
Wikipedia
trout
is
fishing in
hilarious.
America?
Trout fishing in
Yes.
America. Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out for it.
Wonderful songs. Absolutely wonderful.
I sent their Wikipedia page in the chat.
Lovely.
Hey, Paul,
Yes, sir.
I don't know if everybody else is experiencing this, but your microphone seems very low volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Several of these mics have
speak
been
up.
that way.
Also,
Mary Jane has seemed really loud, and Paul seemed really quiet.
I don't know. Also, is anybody hearing a bunch of sort of staticky
Yeah.
sounds?
Yeah,
Yes,
wind
I am.
noise or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Distortion. Yeah, we are.
is that better?
Yeah.
When are you hearing the staticky stuff?
It's just
All
like
the
a
time.
wind
In
noise
general, in
going.
the background.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you want to, we can all mute but you, and you can see if it goes away.
That did it right there.
What?
But
You
that
can hear
did
you?
it.
Something
Something changed.
changed.
What
Is
happened,
it
Mark?
back on?
No, it's not on now.
No, it fixed it.
It
Whatever.
disappeared.
It did.
So it's-
Yeah.
If we can get Mary Jane to unmute again, 'cause I think
Unmute
she's
Mary
muted
Jane.
right now.
She can't hear us.
Yeah.
Or maybe she can hear us.
Thing. Oh,
Oh,
That's
oh,
where
it's
it's.
Mary Jane. Yeah.
coming from me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your ceiling
like-
fan, I
You
bet.
seem a lot louder than usual. So is your mic turned way up or something?
Well, not really.
Okay.
Let's try. What does this seem like? Did it go away then?
No.
No, when you unmuted,
No.
it came back.
Yeah,
think we're
but
doing
I
this
did
again.
something else. I turned off original sound.
It didn't.
But the statickiness is still there.
Yeah. Right.
Huh.
Not quite
It's
as
like
loud.
a air conditioning unit running in the background.
Well, I have an air conditioning unit running.
As do we all.
There you go.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah. Really.
105,
Only
yeah,
one.
it might be a little loud.
And you're an intelligent lady, so you need to keep the air conditioner on.
We don't want you to turn your AC off. That would be
No,
too extreme.
no.
My
But you can hear it now. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, I tried this thing called original sound, and
Put that on.
I turned it. Well, now it says it's off. I thought I just turned it off. It didn't seem to do any good to turn it
Does
off.
anybody know what that means?
Well,
Well, I'm in another group, and they insisted that everybody get on original sound because we were having some really big sound problems. And this was a group where people were playing auto harps and guitars and banjos and, all different stringed instruments that were pretty loud. And mine, I had this big guitar with 6 strings, and they told me mine was especially messed up sounding. And I thought, oh no, so I tried this original sound thing, a feature that Zoom has. It's supposed to make you sound more natural and take away some of the weird stuff that Zoom does to sound. And so I tried it this evening, and I hadn't mentioned it until now.
What it's for is to prevent people from doing cover songs.
Covers.
We just turned it off.
Yeah.
You just turned it on?
Off.
Yeah.
Off. Does
Yeah.
it sound any different?
No, I don't know. I
It's
mean,
not
maybe a little bit louder, because you guys were getting kind of soft sounding, especially Gary.
Well, I do that intentionally.
Well,
Your
so-
mic is really
Other Gary.
hot, Mary Jane. I mean,
Two Gary.
Yeah,
you're louder than anybody else.
Yeah, you're a lot louder than you were last
I'm louder than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were.
Yeah,
you
well, I
didn't-
might be able to go to audio. I can't get into the audio right now when I'm talking to people,
just
but
that
I
you-
might be able to get in there and reduce the sound. But you can see I'm sitting way back,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that
you
means
look exactly
that
like
you
did
see how
last week,
small
but
my
you're a lot
face
louder.
is. I'm that far away from the microphone too,
Yeah.
and
You're
it's
just
just
a
a
lot louder
typical
than last
laptop microphone. So it's not like I'm trying to be loud, but maybe I get excited and I get loud.
Something's different than last week, though, because you're a lot louder than you normally are.
Yeah, well, it probably has to do with the original sound, because I might have done something monkeyed with the actual volume. I don't remember. But see, they were accusing me of being too loud in the other group, too. So it's hard for me to think I would have turned it up to real loud after what they were saying about my sound. I really got raked over the coals.
Well, one of the problems with this setup is you don't hear yourself the way other people hear you, so you don't know if there's a problem. And even when people tell you what's wrong, you never really know for yourself what it sounds like.
Well, that's why I think it's good to occasionally all of us discuss this.
Yeah.
There's a thing on this Zoom about setting the microphone volume on the Zoom. You go to where your mute button is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a click there that says audio settings right at the bottom,
Yeah.
and you can put your microphone up or down.
Well, the funny thing is, I always leave the auto volume adjust turned on, but I had turned my mic volume down in another application, and then I forgot to turn it back up. And so when I come back to Zoom, it's still at a lower level. So that's why I was quieter for the beginning part of this meeting.
I just looked up original sound on Google, and it says original sound allows you to preserve the sound from your microphone without using Zoom's echo cancellation and audio enhancing features. I don't know.
The other, I think it's mostly turning off the optimizations that are trying to help you when there's a bunch of people talking on top of each
Right.
other.
Right, yeah.
And we're mostly playing one person at a time.
Where's that original sound controlled? Where do you see?
Well, it's on the screen.
Top left.
Top left. Top
But
left of
it's
your screen.
only visible if you've turned on the button. So you have to go to your audio settings, and hit the advanced button,
Yeah, that's right. I
and
think
then there's a checkbox.
in Kevin Carroll's Ukestra, in the very beginning when we started on Zoom, he had us go through that whole procedure with the advanced thing and set that up. He felt it was better for music to have original sound on. But I can't remember how. Paul, you probably know how you get into that advanced thing.
Yeah, if you click on the up arrow next to the little microphone in the bottom left and click on the audio settings. And then on that pop-up on the lower right, there's an advanced button. And then on that page, there's a checkbox to say, show the in-meeting option to enable original sound.
Got it, yeah.
And once you've checked that off, then when you hover in the upper left of the main window, there's a button to turn off and on original sound. And you want it to be blue, which means original sound is on.
And to my way of hearing, Gary and Paulette are lower tonight than usual.
I think so too.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay. It may be just how loud I've got, because we have a separate microphone and I can crank that up.
You're better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
turned up the
still
volume.
slow.
Yeah.
I just tried to lower mine. Do I sound a little less?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sound
Okay,
better.
you do.
Yeah. Good.
How do I sound?
Go around
sound
and do
You
fine.
sound wonderful, Marty.
Oh.
Fine,
Of
Marty.
course.
Beautiful voice.
You sound wonderful. You sound marvelous.
Marvelous, simply
yeah.
marvelous.
Yeah, really.
Oh, I want to put in a plug for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
If anybody hasn't seen Hamilton yet,
Yes, we
it's
need to
worth
watch it.
$6.99 for a month to see it. It's amazing. It's the best
Gotta watch it.
musical ever.
I made him get me Disney Plus for my birthday.
There you go. Smart
Good
woman.
man, Gary.
We haven't watched it yet, though.
Plus, if you're a fan of all of the Marvel Comics movies and the
Star Wars.
Star Wars movies,
The Pixar
Pixar's
movies,
and all
too. We
those
like
too.
all the
Pixar movies, yes. It's a great service.
Well, I
Yeah.
saw it over at my son's house. He has this enormous, pretty TV, and it was just magic. I just loved it.
Okay.
Well, that's high praise.
Mm.
How long is it?
3 hours.
Oh, it's 3 hours.
3 hours.
You
Yes,
gotta set
indeed.
aside
Hours.
some time, huh?
Holy cow.
Absolutely, 3 hours.
Like we don't have enough time.
Yeah, oh my God, when did we fit it in?
I think I can find 3 hours somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, just hit the pause button and get a snack, whatever, and
Or more
keep
wine.
going. It's really it's 3 hours well spent.
Yeah.
Good, good. We saw his
In the Heights.
In the Heights
Yeah.
at Zach Scott back when you could go out and do things like that.
Oh,
And
it was wonderful.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I remember
was-
when In the Heights came out, we lived actually very, very close to Washington Heights. We lived
Washington
in
Heights.
Did you?
where
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
And so we found out it was going to be playing live. This is when it first opened up, and we
Wow.
went straight down to see it. It was a great,
Cool.
great show.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in Washington Heights as a child. My grandmother lived there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I have a very vivid, but this was a long time ago. Way before it was an old Jewish neighborhood, sort of at that time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
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 Not German, a lot of German Jewish. Yeah.
Yeah, there was what was it? I'm trying to remember the name for the rabbinical school. but
The
that's there.
Theological Seminary, is that
Yeah, the Theological Seminary was there.
really?
I
Is
think-
that
I
in
think they
Washington
moved.
Heights? I thought it was a little lower, but well, I don't know.
So in that general area anyway.
Well, forgive my ignorance. This is New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
had to Google it.
on Manhattan, but it's in the part of Manhattan
Well, I turned-
that's not in New York, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No.
It is a neighborhood, and no tourist ever goes up there, except you can go up to the cloisters, which is nearby. Otherwise, there's
Is it
What part of the island is it on?
It's
Pardon
the
me?
northern end. It's right below the Bronx. After
Yeah.
Washington Heights comes the Bronx.
if
Okay.
you look at a map of Manhattan, there's like a little finger of Manhattan that's about like a mile wide that goes up north quite a ways, and it's right across from the Bronx.
Mhm.
And it's an area where, like I said, it's a great neighborhood, but nobody really goes there to see anything.
But it's sort of gotten gentrified, hasn't it?
It of course has now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
read
it's-
an article last year that was talking about that.
Yeah.
So it just straddles the George Washington Bridge.
I was going to ask where that was in relationship.
Yeah, it's where the bridge is.
Makes sense. I used to go up to West Point. We'd go to the Palisades Parkway just on the west side of the Hudson there.
Yeah.
Drive up there. We had to go through that area, I think, pretty close to there.
I grew up right across on the other side of the bridge in New Jersey, so I spent a lot of time, and my family was, all in New York. My parents were New Yorkers, and so we spent a lot of time there. And when I was of an age to do it, I used to cut school and get on the bus and go to New York. And it was known that there was a truant officer at the George Washington Bridge, so you kind of had to be careful up there.
Ah, okay.
It was a great playground.
Isn't that Palisades Drive on the, it's in the New Jersey side, isn't it?
Palisades, yeah, that's on the Jersey side.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a pretty drive.
it's very pretty, very green up there.
I have family up in Westchester and Putnam County up that way. My dad used to live in Washingtonville over by West Point.
I forgot the name of the town that was closest to West Point there.
I thought Annapolis was West Point.
No, that's Naval Academy in Maryland.
You're thinking wrong big time.
Okay.
The
Naval.
Army people would shoot you for that.
Well, they could try.
I'm retired Army, but I'll let it slide.
Okay.
Retired Army, you said?
I'm retired Army, yeah. Yeah, I spent 33 years in the Army.
Holy cow.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
Then
That's
you
a
went
long
into
time.
occupational therapy after the Army?
yeah.
Or did you do it in the Army?
I'm sorry?
Did you become an occupational therapist after the Army?
No, while I was in, actually, I enlisted in the Army to save money for college.
Uh-huh.
And
There you go.
so I went to college to become an occupational therapist, but I was in the reserves while I was in college. And then when I finished college, I went back in the Army on full-time active duty after I got commissioned.
Uh-huh.
So of the 33 years, 3 of those were in the reserves during college, the rest were active duty.
A lot of cougars.
Yeah.
And my last assignment was Fort Sam Houston in sunny San Antonio.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Fort Sam
Okay.
Houston in the Air Force?
No, it's Army.
Oh, you're Army, okay.
Although nowadays it's a joint base. And,
It is,
and
huh?
all the medical training for all the services happens at Fort Sam Houston. Army, Navy, Air Force, all of them.
Huh.
There's a lot of bases down there. My first year in college, I went to Our Lady of the Lake in San Antonio in 1968. And all the airmen were down there constantly on the Riverwalk. and they'd follow you around, and they'd look sad, and it's like, be nice to me, I'm going to Vietnam, you know. It's like,
Oh God.
like,
That's funny.
bye guys, goodbye.
That was
Yeah, well, the Air Force has their basic training at Lackland Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And so all
Yeah.
airmen start off in San Antonio.
And I was born and raised in San Antonio, and I went to Lackland for training, basic training. Everybody wanted to go see San Antonio. I said, man, I'm not interested. I've already been there.
Been there,
During
done
World War I, my grandfather, who was from New York, was sent to San Antonio. And I don't think he ever made it to Europe, but that's where
Was
he
it going to flight school there?
I have no idea. It was a long time ago.
'Cause,
Oh, no, I don't think so. I
a
don't know.
lot of those bases started for flight school purposes.
Really?
Well, Fort Sam Houston had a cavalry troop there
Yeah, well,
back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Fort Sam, I talk about the air bases. Fort Sam was there, before the Civil War. Robert E. Lee was stationed there right before the war. They pulled him back to Virginia.
Okay.
It goes way back. Well, y'all have a great week, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
go.
it's getting
Hey,
late.
enjoyed it, guys.
Good talking to y'all.
Yeah, stay
All right.
safe.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Nice to see everybody.
Good night, y'all.
Have a good
All right.
week.
Good night.
All right.